There's some journalists who, in the questions they ask, it's almost like they're talking for a constituent and they're trying to embarrass and disgrace and they're trying to. No, just keep quiet now. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. Whether you're objective or not is irrelevant. I asked you a question and I kept quiet, so don't interrupt me. And where you are also talking absolute nonsense is to say to me that we will run Africa for Europe. Absolute rubbish. No, I don't care. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in what you ask, and my duty is to respond to those. Our objective is very clear objective. African football must be amongst the best in the world, the most successful. It starts on the field of play. We have to win in Africa, and we have to win at the highest level in the world. So what particularly also excites me about this AFCON is its preparation for our national teams, those that will be representing us in the World Cup. And I want to say to you what I said yesterday to all the 54 presidents of the 54 African countries. Under no circumstances will any single country in Africa be treated better, more preferential than any other country. It's never going to happen, not whilst I'm president. Every single one of the 54 countries in Africa are going to be treated with all the respect, all the dignity, and all the recognition they deserve. Who's here?
The lady at the back.
I think you don't like this gentleman in front. Can we start? My apologies. Can I start with you, please? My brother, can we start with you? Yeah. And then Madame will come, we'll give you a chance.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Osasu Abayawana, and I write for The Guardian and The Observer of London. Mr. President, you announced on the 20th of December that the AFCON was going to be every 4 years. I came late to the conference. I missed my way in traffic and heard that you had already announced it before I came. To be honest, as somebody who has covered African football for 3 decades, going to every nook and cranny of this continent and understanding what the African Cup of Nations means since it started in 1957, and having spoken to the community, we do not understand why you think you should do this. Mr. President, this biennial competition is integral to the culture of Africa. It is something that has become a staple diet to us. In addition to that, even if you are talking of the financial aspect, that you are going to increase funds, we don't understand that either, because if you reduce a competition's frequency by 50%, how are you increasing revenue when you are reducing the frequency of the competition? We don't understand this. You say you will bring an African Nations League to bring in income, but that is a tournament that you do not know whether it will work or whether it will not work. You tried the African Super League, and you told us in Arusha that you will make $200 million per year for 10 years, which is $2 billion. That's what you said during your meeting, 200 million. It will be shared amongst all the national associations. That's what you said. It's on record. It's what you said. But after the first Africa Super League, it's gone. And the lady from Kaiser Chiefs, Jessica Motaung, made a statement to say, look, it's not feasible. This tournament is not feasible. And many of us said this well before you started it. So what gives you the confidence that what you are trying to introduce now is not going to end the same way? In addition to this, the African Cup of Nations every 2 years ensures facilities are built. It ensures competition is regular. These are already staples that have been established over 69 years. And these are things which you feel should now be discarded to go the European way and every other way. Mr. President, from my conversations also with many in your community, FA presidents, even some members of your EXCO who may not tell you directly, they don't support this decision. They don't support it. And with good reason, because we do not see how this serves Africa, Mr. President.
Thank you. It's a very, very, very... Let's clap hands for that. Please, clap hands for that. No, a bit louder, please. Very, very, very good question. Very good question. It has taken us, and I want to thank you for that question, it has taken us 4 years to be where we are. And, you know, they say we took a unanimous decision in CAF, 100%. And I'll tell you why. Because if you think the problem of where we are now, those questions you were asking were issues that are just relevant now, those were problems that I had to ask myself. I had to be the one who had to be convinced over the last 3 years. Now, let me start with the Super League. The Super League is something that we started a pilot with, the club football, and it went very well. We had proposals which were part of the plan, these numbers you were talking about. The 200 million was part of revenue. And why we didn't proceed as quickly as we did is because the partners that were giving us money, they were not giving us the sort of deals that we thought we would be happy with. So, and that's why we then took the 1 billion. Okay, now you talk about 200 million, I'm talking about $1 billion for the national teams. And we took the focus there because we knew that that would put pressure on the clubs. But let me tell you something else that's more important. We have significantly increased the African Champions League, the club football, and made that significantly better. We've increased the Confederations Cup prize money, competition. We spent $13 million, which has never happened, gave money to each one of those clubs. And so we are satisfied. You know, I've got people in CAF who say, there's some journalists who, they in the questions they ask, it's almost like they're talking for a constituency. And they're trying to embarrass and disgrace, and they're trying to, they've got loyalties. Now, I don't care. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in what you ask, and my duty is to respond to those. So it's not the president of CAF. It is the 54 nations in Africa who know football, I would say with all humility, much better than those who are not in the day-to-day involvement in the challenges about the infrastructure, the stadiums, and the money and that we need to pay for the players. So we are absolutely satisfied. Where you are wrong, absolutely wrong, and your facts are incorrect. No, just keep quiet now. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. I asked you a question and I kept quiet, so don't interrupt me. So what I'm saying to you is where you are absolutely wrong is the revenue of the AFCON is significantly less than the revenue that we have implemented for the African Nations League, and we will be launching it in the next few years. So we are absolutely convinced that we are not going to adhere to a competition simply because it has been there for the past few years. And where you are also talking absolute nonsense is to say to me that we will run Africa for Europe. Absolute rubbish. It's nonsense. You're insulting us. We run Africa for Africa. And our job is to listen to people like yourself and various others. And whether you're objective or not is irrelevant. But when you've got 54 nations in Africa saying that the African Nations League is world class, it doesn't matter how you look at African football. When I became president, member associations were getting 200,000. In fact, it was more like 150. We've increased it to 200. They're getting 400,000 now. And we have to take decisions that, from a populist perspective, may be regarded as being unpopular, but from a beneficial perspective, what does this mean for African football? Every single one of our 54 presidents say this is the best thing that has happened. And I'm confident over the years, the results of what we are doing will speak for themselves. Any other questions?